Good evening and welcome to TV47 News Now. Thank you so much for choosing us to keep you updated on the news that are shaping your world at this hour. Let's get the headlines.
Coming up on TV47 News Now. Muguka traders in Mombasa back in business just a day after the national government said the bans in Mombasa and Kilifi are null and void.
Biashara tuchukue kama biashara ile ingine na tuweze kuifanya kwa heshima. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Clinical officers strike enters day 59 with the medics calling out the government for laxity in ending the impasse.
Lazima tuhakikishe heshima na haki imedumishwa. Lakini hatutarudi kazini kama hatujapata haki, kama ubaguzi pale kazini haujaisha.
And UDA Party Secretary General Cleophas Malala issues a stern warning against a section of prominent members of the party over what he calls a blatant disrespect to the party leadership.
Also disrespected the leadership that you pledged to serve. Let this be a stern warning. Desist from such actions immediately. And we are saying that should this behavior continue, the party will take disciplinary action.
All right, welcome to this live broadcast. My name is Anne Odida. Let's get started. Now, clinical officers in Nyanza region have declared that they will not relent in voicing out their issues through the ongoing nationwide strike. While addressing journalists in Kisii County, the officers accused the government of laxity in having a workable return to work formula, just like it did with the doctors who called off their strike just recently. The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers National Secretary General George Gibore said that with the universal health coverage staff, among other medics who had joined them, had resolved not to relent fighting for their welfare.
We are not asking for any extra money. We are only asking the government to meet their end of bargain so that we can go back to work. In the year 2023 again, the court ordered the employer to come back on the negotiating table, and that court order are still effective. But the employer has disobeyed, specifically the county government have disobeyed those court orders, that they were not willing to go to court. This year, yes, on 9th May, again we had a meeting. We had a court order, which has now, to the effect of this strike, has prohibited the employer from victimizing, intimidating, or harassing any clinical officer. And the further state, any disciplinary process that had been started or intended to be started, that is informed by virtue of this strike. And also this strike, they said punishment, disciplinary process is about stoppage of salary, is about show cause letters, is about transfers which are arbitrary, is about demotion. And the court has said all those processes must be stopped.
United Democratic Alliance Party delegates from Kitui County have endorsed Kitui East Member of Parliament Nimrod Mbai as the suitable candidate for the position of the party's chair in the coming UDA grassroots elections. According to a joint statement by Nzambani Ward MCA Joseph Musyoka, the delegates want a leader who will act as a common voice to represent and deliver the needs of Kitui County residents. Speaking after his endorsement, Kitui East Member of Parliament Nimrod Mbai claimed that President William Ruto's appointees from Ukambani region have failed to deliver as per the expectations of the people of Kitui, that they have neglected their duties to represent and serve the people of Ukambani.
Hapa tuko na the undisputed chairman wa UDA Kitui County ambaye tutachagua katika elections ambazo zinakuja, ambaye ni Mheshimiwa Nimrod Mbithu Kambai, ama tunasema aje? Kwa hivyo tumeagree Nimrod ndiye atakuwa chairman wetu.
Sisi hatujachaguliwa kucheza na maisha ya watu wetu. Tumechaguliwa kupeleka mbele maisha ya watu wetu. tuko na shukurani. Rais William Ruto alituambia ya kwamba serikali yake, jamii yetu ya Wakamba, jamii yetu ya Kitui itakuwa ndani ya serikali yake. Na kabisa tuliona wakati waziri wa rais amekaa chini kutengeneza serikali, ile neno lake alilifuata, na leo mahali president anakaa cabinet, tuko na mawaziri wanakaa pale. Kwa hivyo tuko kwa serikali hiyo, tunajua. Jambo kuu ni ya kwamba ukija mashinani, baada ya rais kufanya vile alifanya kutuweka kwa serikali, ukija mashinani ufanye utafiti, wananchi hawasikii ile joto ya ile serikali. Na wakati tumeangalia shida mahali iko na kiini kubwa, ni wale watu walipewa kazi na rais ndio wamsaidie jamii yetu isikie ikiwa kwa serikali ya William Ruto. Sio watu wa kupenda watu, sio watu wa kutaka kupeleka watu mbele.
All right, now the intervention of President William Ruto on Mogoka ban in some counties at the coast region has caught in some areas at the coast region has caught religious leaders in Kilifi unawares just a few days after they lauded Mombasa and Kilifi governors for banning the stimulant. Ruben Katike of St. Thomas Anglican Church in Kilifi town and Sheikh Mohammed Raki, the leaders said that it was wrong for the president to appear selective in the fight against illicit and harmful drugs and substances. Ruto met Embu leaders in State House, Nairobi, where he recognized the Mogoka and Miraa crop. The president promised to allocate 500 million Kenya shillings towards value addition of the product.
Afueni tangu marufuku hii weko, tumeanza kukosa kuona vijana wakijaza mashavu kwa kutafuna mguka.
Hatuna vita na mguka, ukuzwa huko. Vita vyetu ni kuletwa hapa, kwa sababu hapa tumeona watoto wetu wanadhurika.
Tunamuomba Mheshimiwa Rais, hii pesa ambayo amepeana hii 500 million, angekuwa amepeana kwa research, tukafanyia research, pengine inaweza kuwa kwa huu mguka una madawa mengi sana ambayo angekuwa yanasaidia watu, labda ni kwa operation, labda kwa shauri ya akili kama kuharibika.
Lakini tunaomba kama alivyowatendea hao, vile vile akumbuke hapa pwani tuna mimea kama korosho, minazi, hata maembe, hapa kuna mananasi, kuna kila aina ya mimea mizuri sana ambayo inazaa. Tungemsihi pia aangalie mimea hiyo na ipatie pia fedha tuweze kuikuza vizuri.
Suluhisho ni tuwepo, tuongee tunavyoumia. We know where the shoe pinches. Swala hili ni la watu. Miaka ijayo atakosa watu wa kuswalisha. Miaka ijayo nitakosa watu wa kanisani. Ndio ni swala letu. Wanasiasa wapige siasa. Sisi tunapigania haki za watu.
Na kulingana na sasa Kilifi imebadilika. Hata wale unaona sisi hatu support wale wanauza pombe ya mnazi hapa, lakini wako maskini, hata watoto wao hawaendi shule.
Leo tunashangaa kwamba rais wa Kenya ambaye tunamheshimu kwa heshima kubwa kabisa, kwamba amekubali kusaidia biashara ya mogoka iendelee nchini Kenya, biashara ambao inamaliza vijana wetu.
The Kenya Red Cross Society have begun providing humanitarian support to flood victims who are inaccessible in Tana Delta of Tana River County. Tana River has over 10,000 households and over 8,000 are from Tana Delta, with many cut off completely. On Monday, the team from Kenya Red Cross reached out to 600 families from 4 villages that were completely inaccessible and provided them with humanitarian aid. Mohammed Rajab, the Kenya Red Cross Society Coast Regional Programs Coordinator, said the families urgently need support for relief food, proper shelter, clean water and drugs as they relocated from their homes to higher grounds. Rajab said they were forced to provide the non-relief food items in Ngao village as the 4 villages are inaccessible and they relocated to higher grounds in the same area.
Na waathiriwa kutoka katika vijiji vinne, tuko na waathiriwa kutoka Baliangeti, Galili, Komesa na Kikomo. Takriban tuko na waathiriwa zaidi ya 600 katika hizi vijiji vinne. Hapa maeneo ya Ngao tunawasaidia na vifaa vya kupikia, vyombo vya kupikia. Tuko na torobali, tunawapatia kila familia torobali 2, seti mzima ya vyombo vya kupikia, sabuni, majamvi, neti za mbu, na vifaa vingine ili waweze kujimudu katika hali hii ngumu ya kimaisha.
Mashirika tunajaribu kuwasaidia na counseling kwa sababu ya ile effect ambayo floods zinawapa hasa wanafunzi. So we are targeting schools for psychosocial support in our program. Lakini bado mahitaji ni mingi, haswa shelters.
Serikali kuu tunataka usaidizi mingi, tunataka kujenga nyumba, watoto tunataka wasome hapo, bado wajenge hapo kama mahema, tunataka maji masafi, tunataka barabara yetu itusaidie angalau weke mara hiyo mtu pate njia kuvuka na maji masafi tunataka.
Mafuriko yamekuwa kama donda sugu, yametuzingira kila mahali, hakuna mahali ya kwenda. Hospitali ni ngao hakufikiki. Kulikuwa kuna dispensary Galili hakufikiki. Watu wa Gomesa, watu wa Balangete wote wamehamia milimani. Na shida iliyoko kufikia sasa ni habari ya choo. Hatuna vyoo, tunaingia msituni na tunahitaji tupate vyoo.
Now, transport services were paralyzed for the better part of the day along Makutano-Machakos Town Road after angry residents stormed and blocked the road at the Kithini area. The agitated residents were protesting blockage of Kithini feeder road by one unmentioned judge who constructed a house at the area and erected a tall wall leading to closure of the feeder road. According to the residents, for a while there has been a court battle on the matter, leaving the community stranded in reclaiming the feeder road.
Hiyo barabara right now as we are speaking, because hakuna barabara, hakuna motorbike inatembea pale, hakuna gari inatembea pale in case of any emergency. Tuseme sasa hivi kuwe na mtoto mgonjwa, mtoto achomeke, ama mtu hata akufe kupelekwa mochari, labda tumbebe na mgongo.
Tatizo lenye liko hapa ni kuwa hatuna barabara. Hata watoto wetu hawaendi shule. Barabara ilitokana na kuwa Jaji Zei amefunga barabara. Hata tunasikia kuwa kuna shamba mzima ya mtu hapo na ameifunga kabisa. Yeye ukuja hapo tuna drone. Anaangalilia kwa njia kwa umbali, anaangalilia kwa drone. Hata hatujui ya nini amefungia hapo. Amefunga mpaka hata kuna gate. Sasa tunataka njia na tunataka pia kujua ni nini iko hapo. Inaweza kuwa ni Shakahola.
Somebody came and fenced the public road, and I say that with a lot of confidence. Sababu nimeangalia all the maps existing in that area. So the road is the public road to access our homes, our schools, our businesses are inside that road. We have been affected.
Now, the French government has granted Kericho County government 68 million Kenyan shillings for the waste management project in the county. Ambassador of France in Kenya, Anaud Sukwet, while speaking at the launch of the waste project in Kericho town, said that France has provided digital technology to Kericho County government to collect and control waste materials. Take a look.
What we were doing before.
As I said, what interests me now is not you manage it.
Kericho, just like most parts of Africa and Kenya, we have had quite challenging issues on matters waste management. And in this regard, we've been struggling and we have done our bit, which includes purchases of lorries and tractors to assist us in collecting the waste disposal and also in the management of the same. But we're happy that with a team from Bluesburg, today we are not just doing the collection of waste management, but we also moved away through your project that we have done in Kericho here, which involves the recycling of the waste, of the solid waste. So today, you're going to launch for us a partnership that we extended for us, a grant of 68 million Kenya shillings, which see the county of Kericho benefit from a wage bridge and also see the county of Kericho digitalize the management of solid waste management.
Provided, as the governor said, a grant and a technology through this company, Bruce Park. But what I can see is this project is fully owned. This is the project of the county government of Kericho. And I think the kind of technology, I think the issue of waste management first, it's an issue in Kericho, but all around the world in urban settings. And I think we are all struggling to find the adequate solution to this very problem of waste management. And, you know, we are going through climate change, you know, pollution. We're facing a triple climate crisis, and pollution being one of the components. So I think we need to find ways, innovative and creative ways, to deal with this issue.
Now, First Lady Rachel Ruto has stressed the need for cooperation amongst various leaders, as well as the role of prayer in ensuring peace in the country. Speaking during the Kenya National Prayer Breakfast Women's Convocation, the precursor to tomorrow's National Prayer Breakfast held on the last Thursday of May in each year, served as an avenue for women leaders to meet and create meaningful relationships. Tomorrow's prayer breakfast will be keenly watched by Kenyans as they await and see the result of the rift between the president and the deputy president.
When we pray, we are inviting God into our lives and asking for his guidance. It is a way to connect with him and align our hearts with his. Prayer helps us to stay close to God and develop a stronger relationship with him. I encourage all of us to pray for one another and our leaders as an acknowledgement that without God, we cannot do much. Let us continue to pray for families, the fundamental unit of society that is vital for the future of our country. We must work tirelessly to strengthen our families and instill values of integrity, hard work, and the fear of God. Let us also integrate prayer into our daily plans and our workplaces.
I want you to know the agenda of God. The woman is in the center of the agenda of God. There is not one time in any epoch of history there was deliverance without a woman. It is only the highlights are hidden in her story that has not been written yet, and we need to rewrite it.
Internally displaced persons from the Kenya Internally Displaced Persons Organization have faulted leaders from the ruling Kenya Kwanza government for what they termed as tarnishing former President Uhuru Kenyatta's name and reputation. Addressing journalists in Nakuru, Peter Tena, the group's chairperson noted that leaders, and especially from Mount Kenya region, should focus on service delivery to Kenyans and desist from dragging former leaders from the former regime into the current government and shun away divisive politics.
Ambao tunaongea hii lugha ya Wakikuyu, sisi ndio tumekuwa na shida ile kubwa kabisa, kwa sababu haturidhiki. Viongozi wenye tumeteua hawasimami kwa msimamo wa kuongoza. Wao wanatafuta mambo hapa na pale. Ni kama wao wanaenda kujitafutia, hawatujali.
Tunasikia vibaya sana watu wa kutoka mkoa wa kati, na nataka nisisitize, ni kana kwamba watu wa mkoa wa kati hawawezi kujiendeleza kama watu kibinafsi, hivi kwamba hawakomai kisiasa.
Tunajua president ni William Ruto, deputy ni Rigathi Gachagua. Hao wengine wote wako kwa serikali, kila mtu achukue wadhifa wake, aheshimu ofisi yake, aifanyie kazi. Kama wewe hukufanikiwa wakati ambao uliopita, gojea, tunawajua vizuri, sababu akina Jeremia Kioni, akina Martha Karua mshafanya kazi kwa serikali ambazo zimepita. Sasa mbona wakati huu mnalalamika?
Tulifanya uchaguzi na tukapata viongozi. Ninawasihi na wauliza wafanye kazi ile tuliwachagulia, waache kufanya mambo ya kutapatapa hivi, kwa sababu sasa wanaenda kuongea mambo ya mstaafu rais. Hawampei heshima.
Maana ndio tumesema kabila zote sisi kama taifa, sisi kitu kimoja tunataka, ile heshima inapatiwa president ianze leo. sio kesho.
A few petitions and evaluations stand in the way of the approval for release of genetically modified maize and cassava seeds for the circulation. This, according to the National Biosafety Authority CEO Dr. Roy Mugira, would provide superior varieties of two crops which could significantly reduce the impact of crops that have been compromised by the ongoing floods. Take a look.
That kind of confusion, we say that we need science community.
The approval for commercialization of the BT cotton with resistance to the devastating cotton bollworm pest breathed new life into the apparel industry, a sector that was high on the list for the bottom-up economic transformation model. This has, according to the Ministry of Agriculture, borne fruits, providing thousands of jobs for players in different links of the value chain, from farmers to manufacturers.
The farmers and the GNAs are making better money than when the GNAs are importing cotton from India or China. So the seed issue is there, but being available in time, seed has been available. I think it is the distribution network that was a bit different.
If we have crops out there that are drought tolerant, that have got higher quality of, say, proteins and even nutrients, what we need to do as a government, we need to go and negotiate for those kind of seeds in ways that are not disadvantaging the country.
The approval of the BT crops counterpart that can be consumed, though, has met significant resistance from various religious, civil and legislative posts who have raised concerns over alleged health risks, a thought that scientists and the National Biosafety Authority have dismissed as unsubstantiated and false.
The aspect of seed is a major conversation, and I want to start first of all by putting away the myth that GM seeds, once planted and you harvest, they cannot germinate. They will germinate, but then, because the BT cotton varieties are hybrid, if you grow the seed that you harvested last year, the production goes down as you move forward, which is called loss of hybrid vigor.
The authority now says a few steps stand between the approval and circulation of the GM seeds, which could significantly reduce the damage caused by the ravages of the ongoing floods to consumable crops.
We're looking at technologies that will reduce losses that are occasioned by pests and diseases. We are looking at technologies that will enhance production even in difficult weather, particularly when there is a drought and